The larger issue is of the Chinese expansionism. And today, with this, the larger question is this a strong message? It's just one peak, but is this a strong message? Let me straight away go to General Chauhan. So, is this a strong message? So, can you unmute yourself?
Good evening, Karthik.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you for calling me on your show. Indeed, this is an important issue. It's extremely important because it's somehow we don't seem to be giving China the right message of saying, look, Arunachal Pradesh is ours. It will always be ours. It has always been ours. And you can't just start creating cartographic, warfare by renaming 30 places in Arunachal Pradesh and saying that it's a part of southern Tibet. So this is one issue which I felt very happy when I read what happened, and Colonel Jambal led the expedition to Gorichin and conquered this peak. It's an issue that we should do. We should rename every peak in Arunachal Pradesh to what we feel it should be the right name. So it's an extremely sensible, good, measured, and strong statement.
Okay. Professor Biswas, how significant
Yeah.
is this?
In fact, renaming Gorichan Peak, in terms of sixth Dalai Lama, who, as you know, you have rightly pointed out, Gyatso is the sixth Dalai Lama, and Gyatso is a practitioner of Gelug school of Tibetan Buddhism, and therefore, in terms of the sacredness of the place, it is ideal to name the peak in the name of Tsangyang Gyatso, the sixth Dalai Lama. But history is always something that is having an internal contestation. Against Tsangyang Gyatso, within the same school, there is another claimant of the sixth Dalai Lama's position, who goes by the name of the Nagawa Yeshe. And Nagawa Yeshe didn't exactly practice the Gelug school of Tibetan Buddhism, but he was practicing more of Mahayana Buddhism. So now for India to choose Gyatso to be the true inheritor is to go against also the mainstream Tibetan Buddhism, which is like an orthodoxy, like Brahmanism. So I would go with the spirit of renaming the peak in the name of Tsangyang Gyatso, because that actually provides an alternative cosmology of the entire universe. And as you know, in 1952, Tawang district became part of India, not just by an ordinary kind of a military expedition, but the conditions under which General Khating had brought Tawang into Indian territory is because Tawang area was not administered by the Chinese people properly, in the sense that they wanted to exclude this particular school of Tibetan Buddhism. Gelug school of Tibetan Buddhism was excluded by China from its purview, even when the Tibetan Autonomous Council was formed by China soon after the Chinese Revolution. So you can see here a complicated ideological contest, a contest between Chinese state ideology back in the days of 50s, which didn't want to recognize a certain school of Tibetan Buddhism, accusing it of superstition, of bigotry, of regressiveness, while this particular school of Buddhism, which is held even today as very sacrosanct in the Tawang monastery, practices something very, very extraordinary. Not only it connects itself to all the surrounding ecosystem, all the rocks, the plants, the snow caps, every bit of the mountain is named within the Gelug school of Tibetan Buddhism. And lot of herbal medicine knowledge, lot of indigenous knowledge about speciation of this northern and southern part of Tibet, both
Okay.
the parts of Tibet which are otherwise not inhabited. The speciation story becomes very important in
Okay.
order to understand the geopolitics of the northeastern region, where you have this Pangsau Pass, through which most of the communities of the Northeast entered in the Northeast, and Tibet is next to it. Therefore, it is historically significant to choose a kind of a protesting version of Buddhism in order to rename the particular peak, which is highly appreciated as far as I'm concerned.